Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and let's talk a little bit about Copilot. A interesting article by Paul Thoroth, and if you haven't gone to thoroth.com, I'll put the link in the description below, but it's very interesting. And it kind of confirms what I've always been thinking about Copilot. So, I know that some of you have been talking about how Copilot, you use Copilot from time to time, or some AI. It's for sure something that happens. I mean, some people do use some AI, but there's several AI to use out there. And Copilot is Microsoft's own branded AI chatbot. There's Gemini by Google. There's there's a ChatGPT, which was basically the big new thing, and remains to this day probably one of the most, if not the most popular. And one of the things that we kind of get to is that, you know what? In all the AI chatbots out there, Copilot is the least used of all, the least downloaded of all, the one that people don't use. And it is incredible when you think the amount of money that Microsoft spent on putting everything Copilot everywhere, Edge everywhere, everything. Yet it's never mentioned in most of the tech articles about AI. Even the numbers that Microsoft says are kind of not real. Basically, they're skewed in a way that you might think, oh wow, this is such a popular thing. In reality, it's like Cortana. It's dismal. Most people don't want it, hate it, remove it, and those that do, I think, probably think it's not bad, but it's not to the point of the other AI chatbots out there. An example, Google has announced not that long ago the Google Gemini AI, which is getting on Android, it's getting everywhere. The thing is that Google Gemini AI got more users in a few months than Copilot has in 2 years. And if you count that, apparently, if you look at ChatGPT, Copilot has 1/10 of the usage of ChatGPT. And that is, that is kind of interesting because they spent hundreds of billions of dollars on helping ChatGPT to integrate Copilot in Windows and all the products to basically something that is not really a success. It's funny because Microsoft is going to be seen as, oh, well, they were the first to really talk about invest in AI and make it popular. And yeah, well, no, ChatGPT, OpenAI is the company. It's just that Microsoft invested hundreds of billions of dollars to help the infrastructure for all of it to work. But these two companies actually kind of hate each other. So this is to the point of how many things that Microsoft tried and failed at. Windows Phone is another example. I remember the Zoom player, which everybody loved, but never made it really into a good, a big market for a media player. And sometimes you almost wonder how Microsoft has been able to survive and get so big when there's so many huge failures right now around it. So what do you guys think? If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.